Good morning, welcome back to another vlog. I am heading out for work. Here is a little outfit of the day. Y'all, black on black. Lately, that's all I've been wearing, black on black. So here's the outfit. It has a little high turtleneck situation going on. Have my hair in a ponytail, and that's what we're doing today. Y'all, I'm in a mood today. I'm in a mood. I don't know. I'm just in a mood. It's like how I feel. It's like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Look at your mama. Like, that's how I'm feeling today. I don't know why I'm feeling so feisty, but I'm feeling moody. But I am happy to be alive. I'm happy that God gave me another day. So we're gonna make the best out of it. I'm heading into work. I am gonna stop and get me a little iced chai situation, because why not? It is officially the last week of work, so I have that to look forward to. I don't know if I'm gonna pack up my work from home equipment tonight or tomorrow, but I need to do that so I can turn that in. And I also want to update my resume this week as well, so that it's updated and ready to go. I think I'm gonna go to World Market today on my lunch break. That sounds like a vibe, so I think I'm gonna do that. And that's really it besides work. So yeah, y'all, let me pay attention to the road, say my prayers, get my morning started, because I feel like I'm still not like awake. So let me get myself together and I'll pick y'all back up in a second. I got my iced chai. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. My video can go up today. That's why I was salty. Because I was waiting on the brand to excuse me, I was waiting on the brand to approve it, and they were taking forever, and I was irritated because I'm like, y'all messing up my schedule. But now they responded, so I'm happy. Oh, and I got my drink. Let's go ahead and get into crusty dusty work. I'm glad I left out early today, because I left out at 8, y'all. It's 9:30. It took me an hour and a half to get to work. And normally it only takes me like less than 30 minutes. So it's a lot of traffic today. Woo! One more day, honey. One more day. I'm on my lunch break. I'm about to go to World Market and just look around, see what they have. I was literally just sitting there, so I had nothing to do. So I was like, let me just step out for a minute and go to this World Market, because I've been meaning to go for a while now. So this would be the perfect opportunity to do so. And this week, so this is my last week of work. Yeah, this week I did not feel like cooking at all. I have been eating out all week and I'm totally fine with that. I do not feel like cooking whatsoever. So I'm gonna get me some breakfast from McDonald's because I got me a little sausage egg McMuffin the other day, baby. That thing was so good. The last video I posted went live yesterday and I was reading y'all's comments last night, but I fell asleep, so I haven't responded yet. But yeah, my last job was crazy. Y'all was so much. I'm just gonna briefly tell y'all, so because I'm kind of like low-key over it. Like, today is Wednesday and it's like I still have to tell y'all the new job story and my mind is just over it. Because like I said, for me, it's like I've been holding all of this information in since December. I've gone through the emotions and it does feel like a release being able to talk freely about everything. I've been told like my family and friends this story or these stories already. So it's just like I'm partially just over it. So like I said, after we talk about this, I ain't talking about it no more. I ain't. That's it. I had to go get my laptop because I don't want to forget anything. But Charlie, where are you? Yeah, I have to keep an eye on Charlie because he be getting into stuff. Keep an eye on him at all times. But let me get my iPad. Y'all look, December. This is how much was going on. I haven't changed my screensavers at all. Majority of the drivers were super cool. Like, I didn't have any problems with them. There were only 2 drivers that really gave me issues. Everybody else was all right. I still keep in touch with DJ. He has his own business now, so he no longer works for the company either. I'm shouting him out now because he does the bouncy houses and party rentals. So I'll leave his information below if you are in Georgia. He goes all across Georgia providing rentals. He has like the most up-to-date stuff. So I do keep in touch with him. So I'll leave all his information down below if y'all have kids and you want to do like a cute party or whatever. He's your guy, super cool. But yeah, there was a little incident with one of the drivers, and this was like when I first started. So I was wearing my half wig, so I had big curly hair. And so we were cool, like we had some rapport, you know, he would say good morning, we have a little small talk, whatever. So one morning he was coming in, I was facing my computer, so my back was to the door. I wasn't really like on 10 like I normally am because I knew that anybody coming through that door was a driver, and even if they did come into my office, they were either like looking at paperwork that was on the counter behind me, or they were coming in to like come to the side of me to talk to me. So when he came in the office, I didn't think anything of it, so I didn't turn around because I was like, they're probably doing something back there. Y'all, I'm sitting here doing my job with my curly hair, curly half wig, typing away. Here he comes behind me. So he's behind me and he says, good morning, hair, and proceeds to put his dirty, nasty hand. Because like I said, these guys were working in some nasty stuff. They stink. It was real, like what they had to do was real dirty. So your hands are dirty. I don't care if you cleaned them or not. Until you shower and get all that dirt off of you, you stink. So y'all, he proceeded to put his nasty, dirty hand into the back of my hair, and I was like, sir, don't do that. He was like, because he was an older guy. He was like, he just thought it was so funny, y'all. And I was just like, I cannot believe that you just did that. Like I said, this was early on at my job. So on my lunch break, I was talking to my coworker about what happened, and I guess she went and told my boss and manager. So I guess they talked to him about like, don't touch the ladies, leave them alone, whatever. And so I guess he got salty about it. So every time he came in, he would say, good morning, hair. Good morning, hair. Like with a little salty attitude. And I was just like, good morning, Bubba. Like, get out of here. Like, he was just so salty about it. Like, he got over it. But I was like, that's what you get for touching my hair. Like, don't put your hands in my hair. So that was like one incident. All the other issues were with 2 drivers. Only 2 drivers, only 2 of them. For whatever reason, they didn't like me from jump. Like, they never liked me. I never liked them either because they didn't like me. So I was like, you got a problem with me? Like, cool, noted. So driver number 1, at the end of it, we ended up being cool. And I'm like, bro, we could have been like this the whole time, but you had a problem with me. So So he would just do like little stuff to get an attitude, to get sassy with me. He was there with the customer, and before he could service, the customer needed to pay their past due balance, and the customer was upset with the driver because he didn't want to pay the past due balance. Whatever. He was like, hey, I'm here. The customer is upset with me. He was like, you were supposed to tell them about the past due. Like, you always do this. Like, do your job. You always, like, trying to get sassy with me on the phone, trying to tell me how to do my job. So let's say his name is Fabio. So I was like, Fabio, don't tell me how to do my job. I was like, you're not my boss. I was like, you need to calm down and don't talk to me like that, because he was getting real out of pocket with his tone and what he was saying on the phone. So mind you, my boss and my manager was there. My boss wasn't there. My manager was there in the other office. So obviously he could hear me on the phone with him. So Fabio calmed down a couple notches and he was like, okay, whatever. He was like, just let me know what I need to do. So I was like, okay, I'll call you back. So hung up the phone. So obviously I had to go let my manager know what was going on. And the day before and this day, Fabio was real spicy with me. And like I said, we had each other's numbers because I had to message any changes in the schedule, all that. So Fabio has sent me a little spicy message as well. I didn't say anything about that because I was like, you having a bad day, I'm just gonna let it go, whatever. But since this incident happened today and you sent me the spicy message yesterday, I'm gonna have to bring this to management. So I went in the office and my manager was like, what's going on? And I told him what happened. He was like, I've talked to him about this. Like, he gets the attitude with everybody. And I was like, yeah. I was like, then he sent me this message yesterday too. And he was just shaking his head reading the message. So he was like, okay, we'll talk to him. So like I said, that was like the biggest incident between me and him. And over time, as he saw that I'm not out to get you, I don't know what your problem is. He saw that I wasn't out to get him. I want all of us to win as a team. Like, we need to work together. He came around and he would start being nice, saying good morning, coming in my office, telling me about his little weekend escapades and all this stuff. So we ended up being cool. He ended up leaving, but by the time he left, like, we were actually on good terms. So that was that. And then driver number 2, we'll just call him Bob. Bob never liked me, still don't like me, and I still don't like him. So we never rectified the relationship because, like I said, you're coming for me for no reason, so I don't like you. Like, if you don't like me, I don't like you, and that's fine, but just know that that's what it is. So y'all, he would just like try to get me in trouble all the time. And so like I said, everyone in the office knew my character and knew my work ethic, so it was dumb because it was like, bruh, nobody believes you. We see her doing what you're saying that she's not doing. Why are you doing this? And they talked to him time and time again, and he kept doing it, never changed. So he would basically tell my manager and boss, like, she doesn't do her job. She never calls. She never calls. And I'm like, sir, they're in the office when I call the customers. So what are you talking about? And they told him that. They were like, we see her call, Bob. Like, what are you talking about? We're in the office when she makes the calls most of the time. So what are you talking about? He's like, no, she never calls. She can't call because every time I come, there's always some issues with the customer not being there, and I have to wait because she doesn't call. And they were like, no, she calls. It's just the customer. It's not hers. So cut it out. Stop telling us this. And then he would get an attitude and walk off. And then, y'all, they would have like driver meetings every so often. And apparently he would be in the driver meeting talking trash about me, raising his hand, talking about, yeah, well, my issue is that Hannah doesn't call. So my manager would come back from the meeting and tell me what happened. And he was like, Hannah, he was like, I'm just telling you just so you know what was said. He was like, but we don't pay him any attention. All of the other drivers were telling him, like, that's not true. You're talking crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. So don't take it personal. We don't believe what he's saying. Like, we know what he's saying is not true. Boom. So I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, if that's how you want to be, that's how you want to be. Like, at this point, I'm over it. I don't care anymore. So that was going on in the background. But one of the things that really stood out to me with him was when my new coworker got hired on. She spoke Spanish fluently, so she was able to communicate with them a lot better about things that were on the schedule and all that kind of stuff. So apparently Bob came in one day and was talking to her, and this was like the first or second week that she started. And he came in and was talking to her about the schedule. So I thought, so like I said, they were up there speaking Spanish, so I didn't understand what they were saying at the time. And so like I said, 2 weeks in, me and my coworker had great rapport. She knows like my work ethic. She knows what I'm about. So apparently he was up there talking trash about me, y'all, to a new coworker. So he was telling her like, yeah, like she's a liar. She doesn't do her job. Just going off about his gripes with me from the first day I started that don't exist. So after he left out, she came back into the office and told me that. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, he said that to you? She was like, yes. Like, and he was so serious about it. She was like, but Hannah, like, I don't believe him because I've seen you work. Like, I know that you do your jobs. So I knew that it wasn't true. So just don't worry about it. But I just wanted to let you know what he said. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I just can't win with you. For whatever reason, you just don't want to like me. And that's fine. But don't sit up there and try to get me in trouble or try to jeopardize my job. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had an issue with. Like, if you don't like me, cool, stay over there. You can talk all the trash you want about me, but when it comes to you trying to like purposely continue to get me in trouble, that's what I had a problem with, and that's why I did not like him at all. Sir, your plan didn't work. I was there for 5 years and I still could have been there if I wanted to. So it was just so silly, y'all. But yeah, so that was the driver story. But y'all, let me go ahead and get to work because I've been running my mouth again. It feels like this week has been so much longer because of the fact that it's my last week. I am ready to be done. 2 more days. 2 more days. Exhausted. I'm so tired. I know y'all can see it because I'm looking at myself. I can see it. I am exhausted. So I apologize if this vlog is short and dusty, but it's just gonna have to be what it be because this week has been so busy for me and I'm just really exhausted. I'm tired. But I did want to talk about the rest of what I got to say about my old job so we can wrap that up so that I can talk about everything that happened with my new job in the next vlog or 2. But yeah, today was a good day. I'm just tired. Like, my body is tired. So it wasn't anything at work. Work was good today, but I'm just tired. My eyes feel like watery and I just need to like wind down, eat some good food. I might get me a little sippy sip when I get home, get in the bed and get a good night's rest. I haven't been sleeping that well lately, so I think that's all it is. But yeah, so to wrap it up, I left because I knew that if I were to stay there, I wouldn't be able to grow how I wanted to, because I needed to get up out of that apartment. That apartment was causing me so many mental health issues. I told y'all many times before, I struggle with seasonal depression. Like, September to about February is when it hits me, and it hit me very hard last year, and compounded with the things that were going on at my apartment. It was just a very dark, very gloomy, very negative environment for me to be in. I never wanted anybody over my apartment because I was just so embarrassed about my living conditions. Y'all, I had a extremely bad mold issue in my bathroom. There was mold on the ceiling. There was mold in the bathtub. The faucet, they fixed the faucet, but it was still dripping, so that would cause even more mold. And then whenever I would try to clean, it would never get clean because of the hard water stains. And stuff like that bothers me. Like, when I clean my home, I want to be able to see the fruits of my labor. Like, I want to be able to feel clean. And I would tell my sister all the time, like, I would take showers and I would still feel nasty and dirty after I take my shower because the bathroom wasn't clean to my standards. So I hated that. Like, I hated that. Y'all know, if y'all watched the videos back then, like, I tried to revamp my bathroom. It just could never come together how I wanted it to, because things will fall apart, things wouldn't, you know, stick how they should have stuck. And it was just like, issue after issue after issue. The lack of natural lighting in that apartment was a extreme issue for me. Like, I can't be going through stuff mentally and then come home to a dark apartment because there's no light in the living room and there's no natural light. Because my apartment was facing the trees, I rarely got any natural light in that apartment. So the lack of natural light, compounded with the fact that the lighting in the apartment was non-existent or very dim, it just wasn't a good situation for me at all. Compounded with, like I told y'all, my ghetto neighbors. Like, y'all, like, I was in the ghetto. I can't lie, I was in the ghetto. Like, I made it work. Like, my apartment was nice, you know what I'm saying? I tried to make it the best I could, but outside of the apartment, it was just a hot mess. The trash compactor was always full, to the point where we had a stray cat issue because the cats would just eat the garbage because it was always there. So that was a thing. It was a gated community. The gate was never, y'all, never, the 5 years I was there, that gate was never closed. The gym was never open. Like, it was open maybe the first year I moved in. After that, it was never open. The pool was open 1 year. After that, it never opened within the 5 years. So it was just like, yeah, like, my rent was a great price. Like, I was paying, when I left, I was paying like $9.80 for rent and water. So that was a great price, but you get what you pay for. Like, the water quality was bad. Like, my skin would be so dry when I would get out the shower. I didn't dare drink that tap water because you just could feel that it was contaminated. Like, y'all, it was just the ghetto. So all of that was weighing on me. And then I think what really kind of sent me over the edge was the fact that I had came home. One of my neighbors, the neighbor below me, had what do you call it? What's the proper term for YouTube? They had unalived themselves. So when I came home, it was a whole lot of commotion. I saw the mother crying, and it had just happened like maybe 10-15 minutes before I had got home. So the police hadn't gotten there yet, and she was just crying. And like, that kind of cry, like, if y'all have ever heard someone cry after they have lost a loved one, like, that is like a very distinct type of cry. Like, it's a cry of desperation. And it just made me so sad, you know what I mean, to know that that guy did that in the apartment. And, you know, it's just like stuff, like, just the whole environment, it was not good. It was not good at all. So I knew I had to get up out of there. I was like, I cannot do this. I cannot do this. And that's why I started looking for other jobs, because my job wasn't paying me enough to even get approved for another apartment. Because most places in Georgia, where are you gonna find rent for $1,100? Like, a decent place for $1,100? Nowhere. So I knew that I had to make more money in order to even qualify for a decent apartment. So that's what led me on my journey of finding a new job. And the job that I did find just so happened to be in the real estate industry. So I ended up being able to live at one of the properties and get a discount, all that stuff. So that's kind of taking y'all into my current job, so we can talk about that. I don't want to talk about it today. I'm done. I'm done for today. I'm not talking about it. And hopefully we can wrap this up. Like, hopefully I'm not running my mouth too much. But I want to make sure I give y'all the details so we can just be done with it. But yeah, so for y'all asking, that's why I left my old job. And yeah, so I'm about to go home, y'all, and fix some dinner. I'm gonna fix some taquitos. Like, my mouth is watering for those taquitos. So I'm gonna fix me some taquitos and make me a cup of tea. I might make me some coffee, actually. Make me a nice little iced coffee. That sounds like a bop. Shower, do some cleaning, you know, just really set the mood. Turn my show on. Today was a busy work day because I had 2 check runs to do. So I had like over 100 checks that I had to print off and mail out and all that. And while I was working, I was listening to Bailey Sarian. So if y'all are like one of my true crime babes, like y'all love true crime and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure y'all have heard of Bailey. Like, she does true crime story times and all that kind of stuff here on YouTube. So I was listening to some of her videos while I was working, and it was a vibe.